Hello there! Today I'll be making Alexandrite glass. Alexandrite is a rare, high-value, color-changing variety of chrysoberyl. I am fascinated by it for as long as I know of it. While I can't make the real thing, because it is outside of my current capabilities, there exists an alternative I should be able to produce: neodymium glass. A rare earth doped glass that changes color according to different lighting conditions. The colors being lavender and purple. Long-time viewers may remember I had already done a video on extracting neodymium from magnets. So I conveniently don't have to buy any chemicals for this video. As for the glass, I will be using recycled borosilicate glass. High melting point is not a problem, because unlike during my last glass-making project that had me making a bismuth-based lead glass alternative, because I couldn't yet heat things to the temperatures comparable to the surface of the sun. I can now, so temperature is no longer a problem. Now let's get to it. To start, I crushed some broken test tubes, mixed in 2% of my neodymium oxalate that, importantly to mention, also contains about 25% of praseodimium oxalate. This is the ratio in the magnets, and the neodymium and praseodimium have very similar properties and are very hard to separate. It might cause a green color at high concentrations. Praseodimium doped glass also exhibits color-changing properties. Mixing two color-changing dopants should get me interesting results. %2 gave very faint coloring. Because while I did add 2% of neodymium praseodimium oxalate mix, this only translates to only 0.7% neodymium oxide and 0.23% praseodimium oxide. So I increased the rare earths content and made mixtures containing 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 and 40% of the combined oxalates by weight. This yielded me an entire palette of progressively more intense colors, with all of them having the Alexandrite effect. The color gets really strong at 15% oxalate, that is 5% neodymium oxide and 1.7 praseodimium oxide. At concentrations above 20% oxalate mix, that is 7% neodymium and 2.3% praseodimium oxide, the oxides didn't dissolve and the glass is not clear. Perhaps if I kept it molten for longer, the diffusion would clear it up, but I think I hit the limit of how much praseodimium and neodymium can be dissolved in borosilicate glass. The undissolved oxides form interesting colorful patterns that would make for some very nice marbles. Now that I know that Neodimium and Praseodimium do what they should do, I wondered what adding a bit of chromium to the mix would do. Chromium is normally used to produce deep green glass, and when mixed in aluminium oxide, it produces red-colored ruby. At 1% of chromium oxide by weight, deep green color completely overpowered the neodymium. At 0.1, however, I got a mix of deep green and really intensive, almost cobalt blue. 0.1 chromium doped glass still has some color change, but it is not that intensive. Altogether, great success. During the editing, I noticed the 20% neodymium praseodymium bead I used as a control during my chromium experiments appears to have yellow spots. Checking over the bead, I'm not 100% sure if that's just the undissolved oxide or if we have some optical action by praseodymium, but I felt like I have to address it. If you have any idea, do comment down below. This was a very nice short project. Borosilicate glass is a genuine joy to work with. Trying to pull this with normal glass would have it explode during the cooling. I think this material could be used in glazes and with some fixing to match the expansion rate in enamels on metal. I will most certainly try the latter. Thank you for watching, like, subscribe, and see you next week.